All right, let's start cricket now. Inside the last 20 minutes of the SportsMax Zone, West Indies have not only beaten Bangladesh in an ODI series for the first time since 2014, but they went on to whitewash the Tigers after a superb performance from debutant Amir Jangoo led them to a 4-wicket win in the third and final one-day international at Warner Park in St. Kitts. Jangoo scored 104 of 83 deliveries, becoming only the second West Indian to score a century in ODI debut as the Caribbean side chased a 322 to win, ending on 325 for 6, winning with 25 balls to spare. The Trinbagonian shared in a 132-run fifth-wicket stand with Casey Carty, who fell 5 runs short of his second one-day international century. Now, earlier, Bangladesh posted a competitive 321 for 5 of their 50 overs, led by 84 from Mahmudullah. 3 other batsmen got half-centuries, including the skipper, Mahidi Hassan Miraz, who made 77, and Sumia Sakar, who was dropped twice, making 73. Now, the returning Azara Joseph was the pick of the Windies bowlers with 2 for 43, and it could have been 3 as well had Brandon King taken Sakar when he was yet to get off the mark. Well, let's get the thoughts then of the captain, Fazir Mohammed, on today's performance from the West Indies. A lot of history created in today's contest, Faz. Of course, the highest run chase, successful run chase at Warner Park in St. Kitts, the 4th time that West Indies have successfully chased over 300 runs in one-day international cricket. And of course, in the case of Amir Jangoo, 48 years that we've been waiting for a debutant in ODI cricket to score a century since Desmond Haynes, and this Trinbagonian has done it in magnificent fashion, Faz.
Yes, indeed. He's in an elite club of 2. Desmond Haynes, 148 against Australia in that 1978 series at the Antigua Recreation Ground before it actually got test status. And it really sort of takes you by surprise to think that with all the great players in that intervening period would have played the one-day game for the West Indies, no one really got close to 100, because before this, the previous best was Shamar Joseph. I'm getting myself tied up right now. But the best was 83 before this. So you've got a situation where to get to that 100 would have been such a rarity for the West Indies. And yes, as I said, what a way to start your international career.
Yeah, what did you make of the innings, fans? You know, there are so many ways to look at this match. It could be looked at from the standpoint that both teams let themselves down in the field. The West Indies, through Brandon King, and Jangoo himself put a chance down as well, not taking their opportunities, and could have limited Bangladesh even more. Jangoo himself put down when he was in the 60s by a substitute fielder, and that could have dramatically changed the game. But you still have to give credit for a man in his first one-day international coming in with the West Indies under pressure, Bangladesh seemingly on top, and having the poise and the quality and the class to lead his team to a series whitewash.
Yeah, and the name I wanted to mention was Shamar Brooks. I got it confused with the Shamar Joseph for obvious reasons. The fast bowler made the headlines so much of this year. So Shamar Brooks is who I was talking about. But yes, and that's why it requires a bit of caution in assessing this, because quite frankly, we're talking about 2 poor teams in one international cricket. We're talking about teams who spend a lot of the time dropping catches. And when you take on the best of the best in this format or any format, you're probably not going to get away with it. But yes, again, you're right that after a slow start, a really deliberate start, and he credited Casey Carty, who he knows very well from their time in youth cricket, helping him along because it seemed he was really struggling, and then getting into his own, growing in confidence. And then, of course, with Gudakesh Moti was him for an important partnership towards the end, it really flowed. But again, he benefited from a chance, but he took it. He capitalized on it and took the West Indies to that record-breaking victory. So really, it's about him soaking in this fantastic achievement, but recognizing that for him, this is supposed to be just the start. And therefore, it's about enjoying it, reveling in it, but knowing that he's got to be building on it moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. And I know, those around him will be trying to get that message through to him fast. What about the other debutant, Jediah Blades? He was a bit expensive today, but what did you think about, his debut?
A bit expensive is putting mildly. It's a real contrast of debutants when you compare Blaze with what Jangoo would have done. But it is a baptism of fire in many ways. A one-day international, especially at Warner Park. Small boundaries, flat pitch, ideal batting conditions. Batters can charge you, they can miss you and get sixes and so on. And as well, he buckled under the pressure. He didn't bowl consistent lines. He was certainly unsettled, and he was under a lot of pressure early on. And therefore, you would hope, having been given this opportunity, that he's not simply cast aside, that is recognized that, look, there is some potential in this young man, that he needs to be given another opportunity when next it arises, whether at the international setting or in the regional format or somewhere else. But certainly to recognize that these things happen in the game. It's not the end of the world when you have a bad first day. Just as if having a great first day doesn't mean that you're destined to be one of the greats in the game. So it's about finding that balance, understanding where it went wrong, where you went wrong, and therefore trying to correct it the next time you get an opportunity.
Yeah, and as we put a lid on this ODI series, we get ready for the T20 phase. What would have been the biggest learning experience for the team, just looking back?
I think really recognizing that someone like a Sherfin Rutherford, who was player of the series, has been so much more consistent now. He got that 100 in the first ODI. He's been regularly among the runs. And I'm really impressed with Casey Carty. I mean, the way he was playing today, and I mentioned it the last time we spoke about that critical 100 he got in the decisive ODI against England in Barbados. And from that point on, it seems as if that has unleashed a level of assurance in his play that you're seeing it come to the fore now. And I really want to see these players not just simply be content with being match winners every once in a while.
Yeah.
And appreciate that they need to pull the West Indies along with them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. Ricardo, any final closing thoughts for Faz?
Well, I just want to say congratulations to the West Indies, and Faz is right. A lot of poor cricket was played from both sides over the 3 matches, but a lot of quality cricket was played as well. And for West Indies, very important 3-0 series victory. And the hope is that they will use this as a sort of boost moving forward to get more wins, because World Cup qualification is still on the line. And quickly, Faz, that's part of why this 3-0 series win is so important, because the West Indies are really desperate for the qualifying points.
Absolutely, and let's not lose that perspective. West Indies have missed out on 2 Champions trophies, 2017 and the one happening next month in Pakistan, have missed out on a World Cup, was second to last in the 2019 World Cup, so that's why there's a lot of ground to recover. So yes, this is an encouraging sign, but it's only a sign, and therefore it's up to the players themselves to believe that they can take it forward.
Sometimes all you need is a sign. I have a sign to go to a break. Faz, we'll chat again soon. Take care.
Take care.